Imagine a place where time doesn't move forward. It stands still. Where sand buries secrets. And stone whispers stories older than any written book. This is Egypt. But not the Egypt of travel brochures or classroom textbooks. This is ancient Egypt, 4,500 years ago. And you're standing in the presence of something impossible. A structure so massive, so flawless, it defies explanation. No, this isn't science fiction. This is real. It's the Great Pyramid of Giza. And what if I told you? We still don't fully understand how it was built. In the 26th century BCE, a pharaoh named Khufu had a dream. Not of gold or conquest, but of eternity. To the ancient Egyptians, life was only a fragment of existence. The real journey began after death. And to guarantee safe passage into the next world, Khufu ordered the creation of a monument so massive, so eternal, it would punch a hole through time itself. The result? The Great Pyramid, 481 feet tall, 13 acres wide, over 2.3 million limestone blocks, some weighing up to 80 tons. Even by today's standards, it's a miracle of engineering. And remember, this was built with no electricity, no cranes, and no iron tools. But it wasn't just size that made it remarkable, it was the precision. Let's get into the raw facts. Each side of the pyramid is aligned within 1/15 of a degree to true north. The base? So level, it varies by less than an inch over 13 acres. To compare, modern skyscrapers with laser-level tech often don't match this kind of precision. And what about logistics? To build the pyramid in 20 years, workers would have had to place one massive block every 2 minutes, around the clock. Let that sink in. Now here's the kicker. For centuries, people thought slaves built the pyramids. But modern archaeology, especially discoveries in the 1990s, tells a different story. Tens of thousands of skilled workers, not slaves, labored here. They were fed, housed, even buried with honor. Why? Because they weren't just building a tomb. They were building the pharaoh's stairway to the stars. Now comes the real mystery. How did they move these stones? Some stones came from local quarries, but others, especially the granite used in the inner chambers, came from Aswan, nearly 500 miles away. Without wheels, trucks, or railroads, how? Here's one theory. They used wooden sledges, dragging stones across sand. But wait, sand has friction. Lots of it. Well, the Egyptians may have figured that out too. Hieroglyphs show workers pouring water in front of sledges, reducing friction and making sand behave more like ice. In modern experiments, this trick cuts resistance by half. Simple, elegant, genius. Then comes the question that still baffles engineers. How did they lift 80-ton stones up hundreds of feet? Theories abound. A straight ramp? Possible, but the ramp would need to be longer than the pyramid is tall. A spiral ramp built around the structure? Clever, but it would block sightlines and take huge resources. Internal ramps? That's a newer theory, suggesting the Egyptians built a corkscrew tunnel inside the pyramid as they went up. All of these theories remain unproven, and yet, they did it. Block after block, row after row, year after year, until the summit pierced the sky. But now, we enter stranger territory. The Great Pyramid isn't just precise, it's cosmic. Some believe the pyramid is aligned not just to Earth, but to the stars. Specifically, Orion's belt, sacred in Egyptian mythology. Even wilder? If you multiply the pyramid's height by 43,200, a number used in ancient astronomy, you get the polar radius of Earth. Coincidence? Maybe. But there are dozens of mathematical alignments baked into its dimensions. The pyramid encodes pi and the golden ratio. It points to the cardinal directions with shocking accuracy. So were these just brilliant engineers? Or did the ancient Egyptians know something we forgot? In 2017, something shocking happened. Using cosmic ray scanning, researchers discovered a massive void inside the Great Pyramid, over 100 feet long, completely undocumented in any ancient texts. A hidden chamber. What's in there? We still don't know, and we can't get to it, yet. Even with drones, lasers, and AI, the pyramid refuses to give up all its secrets. And maybe that's the point. The pyramids weren't just tombs. They were symbols of eternity, of cosmic order, of human potential. They were built to last forever, not just physically but spiritually. And guess what? They succeeded. 4,500 years later, the pyramids still stand. While cities fall, while empires rise and crumble, while our digital world shifts by the second. The pyramids remain silent, stoic, eternal. So how did ancient engineers build the impossible? Through math? Through labor? Through vision? And maybe through a wisdom we no longer recognize. The pyramids are not just a marvel of the ancient world. They are a message, a challenge to the modern age, a whisper from the past that says, we were here, we mattered. And we dared to build something forever. And if stones could speak, they'd still be telling us how.